Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in with another episode of Talks with Tony. Hate to be this real with you, but we got to keep going. Now, y'all, let me see here. Now, I just said that just to preface my video because I know on these videos I be having to tell y'all some shocking truths. And people be getting upset and people be hurt and in their feelings. And I want you to always know it always comes from a place of love from me. It always comes from a place of love. And I'm just at a place in my life and in my walk with God where the Lord just saying to me, listen, we ain't doing no pandering. If you're going to be in this space and you're trying to help the foundation of the world, which is love and relationships, you got to be real. And people can't get ready, people can't get prepared if you ain't going to be real. So we're moving right along in our questions, and this is where I'm going to be at on my content for a while, just answering y'all questions because it gives me a variety of lessons instead of me just pulling topics out of thin air. Now this one here, I have not read yet. It said, "Hi Tony, thank you for your ministry and for providing the truth and telling it straight. I'm 57 years old and thought I knew about relationships, but I missed some lessons along the way, I must admit. After 35 years, I reconnected with a former boyfriend. I have been knowing him and his family since I was 16 years old. We dated in high school and college. We broke up because he got on drugs, and he knew I wasn't going to tolerate his behavior. As life went on for the both of us, and the years went by, he got married to different people. He had a child and divorced. So did I. I had been married to someone else for 25 years. I divorced due to my ex cheating. I happened to go home for Christmas. While there, my oldest brother passed away suddenly. My ex came to the funeral to support our family, which is something he always did when someone passed on. He learned of my divorce when the obituary was read in the service and a family member confirmed it. Since then, he has kept in touch. He calls me every day. He tells me how much he was in love with me and still loves me after 35 years, and he has never stopped. Tony, he said he wants to marry me, no matter how long he has to wait. He tells me all the things I want to hear and more. My question for you is, since I had been in a loveless marriage for 25 years after trying to save it, how do I know my ex is for real and not trying to love bomb me? I listen to you daily and trust your insightful advice. We don't live in the same state, and that's good. I have been divorced only a year and working on me. I told him that. He said he's willing to wait. Also, I have caught him in some lies. I didn't ignore it. I called him on it. Tell me, Tony, what do you think? Should I just remain friends with him? I don't want to waste my time. I'm just not feeling it. Thank you for your service and commitment to the work that you provide. God bless you and your family. Sincerely." Now listen, this is what you got to understand. You said I'm just not feeling it. So if you're not feeling it, you got to move on. Because I can't tell you to stay if you in it and you saying you're not feeling it. So a woman's intuition is the strongest thing on earth. So you gotta trust that intuition. That your intuition ain't gonna lie to you unless you snorting powder. If you ain't snoring powder, your intuition is not gonna lie to you. So whatever you feeling, and I hear this a lot from men his age. I hear this a lot, all the time from women. This kind of stuff men be saying. My mama 58, and this what she be telling me the guys be saying to her. And all of them be that same age. So I don't understand it really. Well, I do understand it because that's the same thing we say in our 20s. Same thing. It's just men being men. And that's what men gonna do. Men gonna sell you the dream. Gonna sell you the dream on a silver platter and get you to drop your guards and then just to see what they could get at you. And now he older. He do need to find somebody and go on settle down and somebody he could go on grow old with. And being that he knows you, there's some familiarity there, he could feel comfortable. Now, the thing what gives you a little safety is he knows your family. So this is like a warm lead. This ain't just no random stranger off of a dating app. This guy know your family. So it should be a little harder for him to do you wrong because he know he got to see your family back home. Unless he gonna move out to your state where you at. And that could be another thing. If he is your age, like 57, and he then got a divorce, he got a child, he divorced, and if he ain't got much to show for himself, this how you know. Which no, it's not how you know. It's not how you know. To be honest with you, sister, this is no telling. I just gotta be honest. It is no telling. Because for one, I have to talk to you, because you said you caught him in some lies. For me to really know, you would have had to say what kind of lies you caught him in, so I could tell if it's little white lies or if it's like big lies disguised as a little lie, and you called him on it. And so lying in the beginning for no good reason, that's already a bad sign. Already lying, that's a bad sign. And then, being that age, divorces happen for a lot of people, so that's not the end of the world. Of course, he should have children. That's not the end of the world. The biggest thing is that he lying. Now, so the cons is that you caught him lying. That's the main con. The other con is that y'all in different states. So that means if y'all hit it off, you'll have to move back home or he'll have to move to you. That's another con. Now, do he got a house? If he don't, in his 50s, that's a con. Do he got a reliable car? If he don't, that's a con. Do he got a reliable job? If he don't, that's a con. So you possibly could be looking at 5 cons now. The pros of this here situation is he's single. That's a pro. You ain't talking to a married man. The other pro is he in your age range. That's another pro. So you got 2 pros. And I think that's about it. That's about it. Cause I forgot to add a con. I forgot. Y'all dated in high school and college. Broke up because he got on drugs. Yeah, that's another con. That he got that drug use in his behavior in his past, because that could pop back up now. Hey, that's an everyday battle. They'll stand sober is an everyday battle. He get with you. He get with you, have an argument. Y'all gotta forgive my just about yarn. He can get with you, have an argument, and go to hitting. I had to do it. You had me so stressed. I was just so upset. I just seen that powder and then went to calling my name. And it's your fault. I've been sober for 388 days. And then you broke my heart. And so that relationship could send him right back to that. Because he got on it when he was with you now. So he could get back on it. That's another con. And the other con is that y'all dated in high school and college. So now you could be at 7 cons depending on if he got house, car, and job. So and in the pros, like I said, he breathing. And he's single, supposedly. So it's on the good side, we hope he looking for somebody to go on ride into the sunset with. That's on the good side. On the bad side, he needs somebody that's stable. Somebody he could go on live off of. He needs somebody to give him a fresh start. You live in a different state, you give him a fresh start. That's on the bad side. So, sister, that's something you got to think about. That's something you got to think about. And I'll be honest with you. Take my insight on this with a grain of salt. Because a lot of times women write me and say, Tony, can you talk to the 50 and up? Can you talk to the 55 and up? But truthfully, I really speak from experience. And I don't really, and I speak from a male perspective, but because I'm 38, I really don't know how my mind, what I'll be thinking and feeling in my 50s. So I really don't understand fully men in their 50s, men who older than me, by multiple decades, so this man probably 20 years older than me. I don't really know how he thinking and feeling. My daddy is that age. He 59, but he married. And, I don't really understand how men think at that age. And I don't know if we become more stable or if we become more of a hot mess. So you have to take my insight on this when I'm talking to an older crowd. You got to take my insight with a grain of salt, because I really don't know. And I got to be honest with you on that right there. I try to speak from experience, that although it's stuff I've seen, it's also I could have an understanding, because the mind work similar. So being a man, I could not be in a man's shoes, but if he in my age range, I could understand what he could be thinking. If he's single, if he in a relationship, what have you, I could be understanding what he's thinking. But being in a situation like this, I really don't know. I really do not know. So hey, hopefully this here work on out for you now. And let me see here. This is a short one, so we're gonna get through this here. We'll get to about 30 minutes. I got about another 13 minutes. Hello, Tony. Thanks for the email update on your upcoming course. I've taken a couple of your courses and they are wonderful. I have a quick question. Do you think you might do a video or course specifically for widows? I was married for 18 years, married at 34, and my husband died in 2006. I am 65 and hadn't dated in so many years. We can be like total rookies these days to navigate dating all over again. I made a big mistake a year and a half ago and would have been a lot wiser with some guidance. Unfortunately, I hadn't encountered your videos till much later. Had I seen your videos prior to dating this man, I would never have gone out with him. Thanks for all you do, helping all of us ladies and men too. God bless you, your work, and your beautiful family. And like you said, essentially my videos are for widows. My videos are for rookies in dating. And I want to say that to everybody, because sometimes people say, Tony, can you do videos for people that's under 25? They are for, all of the videos are for you. Can you do videos for women who's single? Can you do videos for widows? Can you do videos for women over 50? When I'm teaching you about men and how men move and operate, it applies to majority of men. But I'm also teaching you principles. So when I say don't sleep with a man inside of 6 months, if you don't believe in waiting until marriage, if you can't wait until marriage, you don't want to wait until marriage. When I say don't sleep with a man inside of 6 months, that goes for all ages. That goes for black, white, purple, green, and all ages. So just because the videos don't have your specific title on it, I want y'all to understand the video is for you. The video is for you. And like you say, had you found the videos, then you wouldn't have dated that man. And so that lets you know the video is for you. So I want you to, think about that. Now this is a little long one, but we're gonna, oh, you know what? I already read this one. Because I remember that picture. It had a picture with it. It had a picture with it. Yeah. I heard this right here on one of them doggone reels. This here title. A good man with a broken heart. That's what we'll title the video, since it's the closing email. Hi Tony, I love your content. This one I could see a little picture of her on the little Gmail picture they give you. I love your content and I wish you and your family the best. I want to keep this email short, so here we go. Please do not share my name. As long as you don't put your name in there, I ain't gonna share it now. I recently broke up with my boyfriend. We were together for 7 months, and since day one I felt something for him I have never felt before. His soul felt like home to me. In the beginning, he did all the right things, taking me out, being clear about the relationship, prioritizing the relationship, and even through tough conversations / conflicts, he was always brave enough to set his pride aside and apologize. However, around month 5, I had to break up with him because I noticed he has a pattern of deflecting and blame shifting whenever I would call him out on something. After a week of us not speaking, I agreed to meet him for dinner, and from then we decided to try again. Now, one thing that remained consistent was his inability to meet my emotional needs, mostly around cultivating romance and being intentional about loving me / showing love. This was something that bothered me because I was able to anticipate and meet his needs 90% of the time. To be fair, any time I asked him to change his behavior, he would, which is why it was so hard for me to walk away. But at some point, I feel like he should be attentive enough to anticipate what I need. Maybe I'm wrong. Ultimately, our relationship ended because we kept hitting the same roadblock around communicating effectively during the conflict. He would become defensive and I would shut down. I felt a lot of resentment towards him because we stopped going on dates. He left his job midway through our relationship, and he would make little to no effort to make moments special. We've had long talks about his childhood, and he has admitted that losing his father earlier has significantly affected his self-esteem as a man. Also, I have witnessed the pain his mother causes him by being verbally abusive / manipulative. So here's my question. Should I completely give up or give him some time to grow / heal? I love him so deeply, and he is a good person, and I know with therapy he'd be a much happier / healthier person. Our values align, and we both want a family. We've discussed this many times, and our relationship was 75% healthy, which is more than I can say for my past relationships. I am not perfect, but I have spent 2.5 years in therapy, and I am aware of how my trauma shows up in my life. I am willing to give him time, maybe 3 to 6 months, to get his life together and start his healing process, but I want to make sure I'm not wasting precious time. I'm 28 and he is 31. Thank you. God bless. I'll tell you this. Now, for one, meeting your emotional needs, that's something that is subjective. It's just because, oh, this came in on Valentine's Day. And it's really because your emotional needs could be unrealistic. Your emotional needs could be selfish. Your emotional needs could be something that you need to meet. It could be something that you need. It could be a void that you need filled. It could be come from what you're working on in therapy. And so to say he didn't meet my emotional needs, you got to meet your own needs. And the time that y'all spend together, if that don't meet your emotional needs, then your emotional needs is bigger than what he can meet. And so if you want this, this romanticism of emotional needs, I don't know if you mean you want him to cuddle with you, you want him to tell you you're beautiful, you want him to just think and get you a rose. But those things are cute and it's nice and it may make you feel good, but it also get old. It also loses meaning. It also, presence is what will matter most. Presence and being a listening ear is what will matter most when you really get into a relationship. The romanticism and all of that, it's like, can he be trusted? If he could be trusted, meaning not cheating on you, not talking to other women, and those things, then in the grand scheme of things, that's what's going to matter, not how romantic a man is. And also, men, it take us a couple years to fall in love. So a man's not really going to be all romantic and meeting all your emotional needs when y'all only dated for 5 months before you broke up with him. And so then you went on a date and you gave him another chance for 2 more months. It's like he still don't know you to be vulnerable and to meet all your emotional needs. And so whenever, if a man is not like abusive and cheating, you should, and he's a good guy and 75% healthy, you should give the relationship up to 12 months and then make a decision. But instead of talking to just a therapist, you need to talk to a relationship coach who understands relationships, who understand men and women and the dynamics, to help you understand if you're being realistic with what you say you want from him. And if you're being realistic, then okay, cool. But if you're being unrealistic, then you have to adjust that. And I could see your picture a little bit here. The thing about it is you can't really, it's just a little headshot. And so, okay, this say open detail view, but you can't really see on there. But from the little bit I can see, this young lady here, she looked about like the R&B singer Maya. About like that, about that skin complexion. But actually she prettier than Maya, and Maya is pretty. And so this young lady here look like got a straight smile and all the features intact as far as based on society standards, meaning nose normal, eyes normal, eyebrows normal. And so what it sounds like to me, sister, is that you might be being a little unrealistic. You might be being a little too, if the world have ever kissed you behind, which the world treat us how we look. So based on your looks, you look like a famous actress, a famous R&B singer. You look like a commercial model. Like when you watching the commercials and you see a light-skinned woman, which I can't tell if she black and white, if she Mexican, if she black, if she Colombian, Puerto Rican, she racially ambiguous. So when you see women that is around like my wife color on TV, on the commercials, you probably never seen a woman that color that you said, oh, she unattractive. Because they pick a certain look. They pick a look that's racially ambiguous and that all their features are like accepted based on our beauty standards. That's how this sister here look. That's how she look. And then even her name that she got on here is like she was named to be, I don't know if this is a fake name or a real name, but her name is a beautiful name. Like it ain't, I don't want to say nobody's name because that's my name. What? Unsubscribe. Why you use my name as the name that's not beautiful? Listen. I had a girlfriend in elementary. Her name was Bertha. Then I had a girlfriend in college named Betsy. And those just not attractive name. And so I'm using people that I actually, I had a girlfriend in high school named Marsha. And now we know Marsha from the Brady Bunch, I think, but even that just was not just roll off your tongue. You know them names that got that on there that just feel like it could be French or Italian or Spanish, something like that. My wife told me her mama was gonna name her Ursula. I say, what in the world? I'm like, what's wrong with your mama? Like, how in the world did she think that was a cute name? And I'm sorry to y'all named Ursula not. God bless you. Listen, I ain't picking on nobody. I'm not picking on nobody. But what I'm just saying is just sometimes our mama play too much with these names. And it's like, mama, do you love me? It's like, do you want me to get picked on? Do you want my name to be the brunt of a joke? Like, come on, mama. Like, I understand your mama treated you like Cinderella, but don't take that out on me with my name and name me something that you'll think That's what you name your mop. Hey, get and say that name and come out here and mop this floor. Like, don't give me no mop name. I had a friend named Bertoni. Now that was like a Haitian name. Some of the Haitians would go with that name, but it's like that don't go together. Like, come on, you could just go on with Tony. But people, and so you know what? Because my name Tony, his name was Bertoni. He almost got me beat up. Well, I wouldn't have got beat up. I would have went to prison. Well, the boy was dating a young lady. The young lady told the boyfriend that Tony tried to hit on her. He first thought it was me. So I remember I was standing close to him and he dropped his bike. And I ain't know what was going on. He just dropped his bike and then ain't nothing happened. I must have had an angel on me. Ain't nothing happened. Then I had my hot boy van and my mama had the old raggedy van. I was 16, 17 years old. We was in the hood. They lived in apartments. I lived in a house. And they were like, "Hey man, let's get in the van, man. We need a ride over here. We got some business to handle." And then we drove to another hood, and he got out, and the guy was out there in the street, and that thing hurt my heart to this day, cause he ain't square up with the boy. You know, he was standing beside the boy, and the boy had his headphones on, not paying no attention, and he just was standing beside the boy, and then out the blue he just stole the boy. And then start beating on the boy. Man, that thing hurt me to my heart. I couldn't believe I drove that man over there for that. And after I see that whooping and realized he was about to do that to me, because the boy was named Tony, Bertoni. That thing hurt me to my heart to this day. The boy would have lost his life. He would have hit me like that. I'd have had to come back with something exclusive. But so anyways, y'all forgive me. Got off on a tangent. Ma'am, it sounds like your standards too high. It's like, it don't really sound like this man done did anything to you. He become defensive. Ma'am, that's every man. That is every man. I'm still defensive 15 years into my marriage. That's humans. What human is like, "Oh, really? I did that? Oh, I am so sorry. Oh, I am the worst. I cannot believe I did that. I cannot believe I made you feel like that. You know what? I will never, ever make you feel like that again. And that is my word. That is one thing that you will never feel again." And then you say he defensive and then you shut down. Ma'am, that's the same thing. Shutting down is defensive. So you just as worse as he is. Y'all equal. Y'all is equal. You see what I'm saying? So, like you say, and then you say cultivating romance and being intentional about love, showing me love, loving me and showing me love. It's like sister said, everybody ain't got that. That's a gift. And a lot of times people who got it is because we need it. It's because we need it. Like my anniversary coming up, me and my wife, we on a spending freeze, so we ain't spending all this money. I done spent a lot. She got a whole lot of stuff, so I asked her what she wants. She said nothing. Now I can't do nothing now. I can't do nothing. But she like a certain little thing, so I got a couple of little dope, thoughtful gifts. And it cost me around about $2,000. So I told her, "Hey, I spent $2,000 on you. You can spend $2,000 on me." And she said, I ain't want nothing. I said, "Listen, now, I got to spend something. I ain't gonna wake up with no gifts and then be looking at me like I ain't really mean nothing. No, I ain't finna make that mistake. You finna get these gifts now. And I'm gonna make the day special too. We go out on theme park or do something. And we'll ride a couple roller coasters. I know she love to hear me scream. I'll be out there hollering. So listen, man. And you said I love him so deeply. And he is a good person. It's like, listen, sometimes y'all read my book, A Woman's Influence. Y'all watch these videos and y'all take stuff too seriously. And y'all take stuff too seriously. You put yourself too high on a pedestal, and you go to doing the most. Now, if you said I caught him, if you said he verbally abusive, if you said he, and you say you done seen his mama be verbally abusive and manipulative, he's supposed to be way worse than he is. For him to not be that with you, and you done seen him go through that, and his daddy done passed away, he supposed to be way worse off. So you actually got a decent man that at least you got enough time to spend a little time with to see how things play out. So listen, I'm not saying settle, but I'm saying you got to know what are deal breakers and what aren't deal breakers, and what's just humans being human. Humans are going to be defensive. Men are going to struggle with romanticism. That is across the board. But see, you 28 years old, so you so young, so you really don't realize it, what's going on. But when we get in a relationship, we got to build our partner. Nobody coming perfect. Nobody coming ready. And I'm telling you, a man who come and meet your emotional needs, that honestly, that's a red flag. A man who know how to meet your emotional needs, that most likely is a trickster. That's a player right there. That's how the player know how to do. So you best to be careful. You want a man that's a little rough around the edges, that got to be taught some romanticism, that got to learn through trial and error, but he's healthy masculinity. That means he's not being, toxic, abusive, and aggressive, and cheating and all that. Why I got to go? So think about this right here, okay? Think on this and get this in your spirit. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Hey, remember the code for the rest of this month. The coupon code on Tony Gasson Academy is WOMEN. WOMEN. Make sure you apply. If you do not apply, you're not getting a refund. So take your time. Look at the page. Click on buy. Then you click on account summary. And then put the code in and hit apply. If you need to change your card, log into your account. And then go up to the top corner on the left or right. Click on the little 3 lines or whatever. Go to your account settings. And then go to your billing, and that's where you delete and change your card. And if you can't get into your account, that means that you use 2 accounts. You got another email, so it's your back email that your course is under. So log in with your back email and not your new fancy Gmail that you're using. You sign up with your Yahoo or your Hotmail, and that's what y'all keep writing me about. You got 2, 3, 4 courses accounts. And then talking about you can't get to your course. So now listen to me. Use your other email. All right. God bless you. We'll talk soon.